Welcome back to The Upshot. I'm Jack. I'm joined as always by my colleague, Zach.
Hello
Hello,
Jack.
Mate. Hello, welcome
Right.
back. Just want to say a big thank you to everyone watching and commenting. We've really enjoyed them, particularly the comment saying we look like we've just crawled out of bed.
Yeah, thanks for that. We've we've made a lot more effort today, as you can tell.
I peeled my jumper off the bedroom floor extra early and laid it flat on the stairs.
You haven't been to bed since the last time we did.
Well, no, I've been working hard producing content, of course. Yeah, don't know what you're talking about, guys. Today we are talking Troy Deeney backing himself for the Ballon d'Or, North Korea spicing up the Asian Games, and it is tantrums galore at the Ryder Cup. Zach, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, so we'll start off with Troy Deeney, who you'll probably remember for his spell at Watford. He's a bit of a Watford legend. But Troy is now plying his trade in League Two with the vegan sort of eco club Forest Green Rovers. And it seems that all those falafels have gone to his head, because after scoring 4 goals in his first 7 games for Forest Green, Troy came out last week basically saying, can Harry Kane head a ball better than me? No. Can he control a ball better than me? No. Look after it when there's 2 men on his back? No. Which,
Yeah.
I mean, for a guy playing in League Two, you have to admire the confidence.
Yeah.
To like call out, you know, Harry Kane's obviously England's record goal scorer. He's got, I think, 213 Premier League goals. He's scored something like 7 in his first 5 games for Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
But,
Whereas Troy Deeney's more of a sort of 9 to 12 goals a season. Now,
yeah.
Good player.
Has
on,
Harry
on
Kane
his
ever scored a late equaliser at AFC Wimbledon? No.
Equaliser. Yeah, that's pretty punchy. So he obviously believes that. Is he saying I'm a better player? Or he's saying
I think he kind of said, he sort of said Harry Kane, all right, is a better player than me, but you know, if you want to bring someone on in the 85th minute to defend a lead, who would you rather bring on?
Still Harry Kane.
Harry Kane or Troy Deeney? It's like,
Still Bayern striker.
Yeah.
Harry Kane. In a way, Harry Kane and Troy Deeney having quite similar seasons now, just banging in goals against.
Yeah, they've moved to a
underpowered.
new league.
And both big fish in small pond.
Yeah.
Is that harsh on the Bundesliga?
I think that's probably harsh.
Yeah, but you know, he is playing against some shit munchers.
Some Augsburg farmers.
Anyway, please, Troy Deeney's doing well.
We love the Bundesliga.
Yeah, I love the Bundesliga and love League Two. I'm pleased Troy Deeney's sort of rediscovering goal-scoring prowess by dropping down a few leagues.
Yeah. I mean, I admire it.
He's sort of player-coach now, isn't he?
I think so, yeah.
Well, Troy Deeney's probably worth a podcast episode for us at some point. There's some pretty good stories.
Yeah.
We'll come on to that.
Yeah.
Speaking of slightly hot-headed characters, it's the Asian Games at the moment, so sort of regional Olympics. And the Games are always known for ludicrous national expectations, simmering regional hatred. There was an amazing incident in 2014 where an Indian boxer, she lost in quite controversial circumstances. And in the medal ceremony, she refused her bronze medal and kept trying to put it over her Korean opponent's neck to be like, this is yours, you lost. And then her husband barked, you Koreans have stolen this fucking medal. Yeah. So, I mean, that's the sort of general vibe at the Asian Games. There was a meltdown on the tennis court last week where a player just smashed his racket repeatedly.
My favourite part of that was the crowd there just sort of politely clapping as the guy was literally just smashing this racket to smithereens.
Yeah, because they're decent Chinese folks. It's in Guangzhou, they're very polite, respectful. But into this simmering cauldron, we are now throwing local supervillains, North Korea. So North Korea have, football's important to them. They beat South Korea in the women's tournament, so they're riding high, maybe getting a little bit cocky. And they were drawn against hated local rivals Japan in the quarterfinals of the men's event. And it was just a delicious concoction of villainy from the North Koreans. So there's a great clip of Kim Yu-song, who got booked for, he goes over to the Japanese water carrier, demands some water from him, sort of like rips it from his hand, and then he threatens to hit him, sort of like an older brother threatening a younger brother. Or like a regional nuclear power firing ballistic missiles into the Sea of Japan. Kind of like that.
I'm not going to do it.
It's pretty good footage. And then North Korea end up losing 2-1. It's a quarter-final, so they get knocked out due to a controversial penalty. And they all surrounded the hapless Uzbek ref, the poor bloke. And then they start like attacking him and shoving him. It all gets really deliciously aggressive.
Yeah, they're really chasing him, aren't they? The security have to intervene, I think.
Yeah. They look terrified as well, the security guys. I think they're security.
Yeah.
They're not big lads, but anyway, does the job. So North Korea are out, and I guess stakes are pretty high when you're representing.
Yeah, back to the gulag.
Yeah. God. Poor bastards. Anyway, we always enjoy them in any tournament, and kind of unrelated, but North Korea playing football does always remind me of the clip of Emmanuel Aboué, where Ivory Coast are playing North Korea in the World Cup, and the North Korean manager's giving instructions to his players in Korean, and Emmanuel Aboué comes over and just sort of like nodding along, listening, like he knows what the hell they're saying. Yeah, really enjoy that one. Speaking of hysterical reactions, it was the Ryder Cup this weekend, and the Ryder Cup's always this really emotional event. I think it's the partisan crowds. Apparently people feel a lot of loyalty towards Europe. It always gets quite spicy. And I'd say golf anyway has been getting more and more emotional in recent years. The Saudi breakaway tour, there are a lot of rows about that. There's a lot of hot-headed players around, and none more so than Rory McIlroy, who used to be this kind of like Zen master who just like marched to victory, almost a bit robotic. They're all a bit robotic in golf. But Rory, you might remember from the Ryder Cup 2 years ago, he finished it in tears after he flopped, basically, and so did Europe. They got absolutely caned by the Americans. This time round, he sort of took it to an emotional level of 11 pretty quickly. He fell out with the caddy of Patrick Cantlay, who was celebrating in pretty annoying fashion. I mean, the Americans were getting dicked on throughout the whole weekend, but Cantlay suck a pretty impressive part, and they've all been doing this celebration where they take their hats off because Cantlay's not wearing a hat. It's kind of boring. But he was celebrating like really aggressively in front of McIlroy for ages, and McIlroy loses it with him, and later on confronts the Americans in the car park, has to be held back. He branded them a fucking disgrace. He just like really, really lost it. And I guess this is pretty on brand stuff from McIlroy. He then finished the weekend giving another tearful interview. He had to like take a moment to recover. So he's been really het up. The Americans supposedly are completely divided and all hate each other.
Yeah.
There's some debate about whether some of the players are demanding to be paid more or whatever. They always seem to.
Yeah, the whole hat saga that seemed to kind of dominate the whole thing. Although I read today that because the allegation that was being thrown around was that Cantlay was not wearing his cap because he wasn't being paid to play, and it's now come out today that he just wasn't wearing the hat because he's getting married this week and he didn't want a tan line.
Do we believe him though?
Yeah, I don't know.
They're always so secretive about this stuff.
Yeah.
There was more spice. So Shane Lowry, who he had a real horror show in America 2 years ago as well and was taunted by the American fans. So I think this year it was in Rome. He's probably expecting a sort of more sophisticated class of fan, sort of sharp-dressed grandfather who
sipping their Aperol.
Yeah, exactly, with the pinky raised and before his evening stroll down the fairway. Unfortunately, Shane hadn't counted on the officious volunteer attendants, whose job it is, they're basically fans, but their job is to come and keep the other fans quiet during a player's backswing. And Lowry was lining up a shot, and the crowd had fallen completely silent when this Jobsworth with his clipboard started telling the other fans, be quiet, stop moving, don't move because you'll make a noise. And Lowry just turns around and tells him to fuck off, basically.
Stand still, don't move, please. You're making more fucking noise than anyone else.
So these fans that are volunteer crowd monitors, do they literally just sign up for it, or do they get free tickets? Or
yeah, I mean the idea is you probably get a free pass, but you're working. People do it at Wimbledon as well.
Okay.
They're basically just fans.
Basically snitches.
Yeah, exactly. In this case, I mean, it is fucking annoying when people talk when the players are playing their shots, like this guy did.
Yeah.
So Lowry had a point.
Yeah.
But I guess, they're there to keep
They're teachers'
order.
pets, right?
Yeah, and the Ryder Cup can get pretty.
Can it? Yeah.
Oh, it can get wild. I mean, take this Italian fan diving. I assume he's Italian, sprinting onto the course and diving into the lake. Which I get, even for the Ryder Cup's quite sort of tame. But for me, it beats the.
He looks a lot like the Colonel from KFC.
General Sanders. Yeah. Anyway,
somebody's after his secret recipe.
Yeah, finger licking kid. Anyway, I prefer that to the American fans who are just like obese dudes chanting USA and like stuffing cookies into their mouths. They really are the pears. We got anything else? Anything else funny going on for the weekend?
There was this cow's rectum sandwich. I don't know if you saw
delicious.
this. So this was from the Footy Scran's Twitter page, which is worth a follow. And this sandwich popped up that was from somewhere in South America. Peru, was it? Chile. It was served at a Chilean football ground.
Yeah. ATP? Have I read that wrong?
Yeah. I think you'd have to pay me more than ATP to eat
I think I've actually
cow's
eaten it.
rectum
I've been to Chile and done the, like, you go to a restaurant that's just internal
just
organs.
cow's rectums.
Well, yeah, specifically rectums. I'm sort of mainly a rectum specialist, personally. Yeah, no, but you do intestines, brains, and I'm pretty sure a bit of bum as well.
Nice.
Delicious.
Nice. Was it good?
Yeah, Footy Scran always have a vote after the food being like, is this Scran or not? Is this food good? I voted yes.
Okay.
Majority of people went with no, which I can understand, but don't knock it till you've tried it.
Yeah.
All right. On that bombshell, I think that's all we've got time for. Thanks, Zach.
Thank you lot. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot. And thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed our neatly turned out attire today. Yeah. And thanks for the comments on the background. We will jazz it up pretty soon. That's all. Cheers. Please hit subscribe to get more videos like this.